Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to hop into a new unit, Unit 3. This unit is all about training and fitness and for fitness, and so all of these aspects are going to be about actually doing work in order to get physically better. So let's start. We're not going to go through the whole PowerPoint. You should get your guided notes pulled up or printed out, whichever way that you want to follow along. That way, when it comes to study guide time, you will be able to answer everything really quickly because the study guide comes straight from these guided notes, straight from these PowerPoints. So if you're doing that, the tests, the quizzes, all of those materials will be a breeze. So follow along. We'll go about half-ish way today, and then we will pick back up again on another day. So let's go. So the first slide is going to talk about principles of training. So there are 3 principles of training, and these are the 3 principles. The first one is the principle of overload, which we're going to look at that and recognize it as called the FIT principle. We'll get more into that. Then we're going to break it down into the principle of progression, and then the principle of specificity. So we'll talk about principle of overload today, and we will stop it with just looking at the principle of overload because I don't want us to jumble up all of these different principles. I want us to be able to break down and navigate each one together. So the first one, the principle of overload. So the basic gist of how our body works is we are going to do work all the time, whether it's walking, running, sitting, biking, sleeping. All of these are different things that our body has adapted to for us to be able to do for an extended period of time or start and stop at certain times. And so our body is continuously working always. So in order for our body to improve the level of fitness, so in order to get better in our physical fitness, all right, you must increase the amount of regular activity. So if I am always doing the same thing, I'm not going to see improvements. I'm just going to stay steady. Okay, but if I start to increase the amount of movement or the amount of fitness that I am doing to my body, okay, I am going to start to see a level of improvement. It might be small, it might be large. It just depends on the amount or the increase of improvement that we are going to be seeking out. All right, again, military-based national anthem because it's 5 o'clock while I'm recording. Okay, so the next little section down here that we're going to talk about is that overload occurs when increased demands. So when I do more to my body, when I do more push-ups, I'm going to next time be able to do more push-ups easily, or I might be able to actually do more push-ups. If I go on a run that, let's say, is 8 minutes and I ended up getting a mile, well, maybe next time if I physically make myself run faster, I will decrease my run time, okay? Yes, there's lots of key factors and stuff in here, and we're going to talk about those. So these are very vague, very simple examples, but those are just some things to kind of get your mind going. All right? So the principle of overload is something that we're going to break down into 4 parts, and we're going to call it FIT. Okay? So this is actually an acronym, so if I flip the word and I spell it F-I-T-T, down my page, each one of those letters means a word. So the first one, the F, is for frequency. The I stands for intensity. The T, type, and time. The order of those doesn't really matter, but type and time are your T's. So frequency, intensity, time, and type are going to give you the 4 principles to overload. All right, so we are going to get fit by using fit. All right. I know that sounds cheesy, but just hang with me and it'll make more sense. All right, so frequency, what do I mean by that? I literally mean the number of times that you're doing something, okay? So the number of times per week that you engage in physical activity. So if I go from running 1 day a week to running 2 days a week, I am increasing my frequency. If I go from running 3 days a week to 2 days a week, I have decreased my frequency. So when we're looking at the principle of overload, we wouldn't look at decreases, we would only be looking at increases. Okay, so increasing how often you work or exercise would, in theory, overload the body to then perform better the next time. All right. Uh-oh. Not really sure what I did. All right, so principle of overload, the next part is that I. So in fit, we went frequency. Now we're at the I, we're at intensity. So intensity is simple. It's how hard are you working? Okay, so this is increasing the difficulty or maybe the exertion that you're giving it. Okay, so how hard are you working while you're being physically active or doing some sort of exercise? And that's kind of getting into that, like I told you, I ran an 8-minute mile, but next time I'm not going to change the distance, but I'm going to run faster. I am working, that faster speed is working at a higher intensity. Okay, so examples of this could be the speed of a run, maybe the amount of weight that I lifted, or even the distance that I might have stretched. So let's say I am in a stretch and I want to really be able to reach out for my toe. Okay, so for this time, I might be able to reach out to my ankle, or maybe I'm only able to reach out to my knee, and that's okay. But the next time I'm going to push just a little bit further and a little bit further, all the way until I'm able to all the way touch my toe with a straight leg. Okay. Next, that first T, we're gonna call it time, because that's just how this PowerPoint's laid out. Time. So this is literally the amount of time that you do a single workout, and usually you measure these in minutes or hours. Okay, so we're not going to talk about specifically just the 1 or 2 exercises and how long you're doing those, but the overall workout that you are doing and how long of a time that is. Okay, so increasing the length of time or the duration of time each time that you work or train. So we would be using the principle of overload if every time we worked out, we went just a little longer. So let's say, take that run for example. I'm working on my cardiorespiratory endurance. I go on an 8-minute run. The next time, maybe I increase it to 8.5 minutes, or then next 9, and then 9.5. Okay, so that would be increasing my time within my run. Then we would look at the principle of overload, the second T, which is type. And so this is going to literally mean the type of exercise that I'm doing. So what particular type of physical activity or exercise am I choosing to do? Okay, and we're going to stop right there. We aren't going to go any further today. That's it. Okay, I really want you to hone in on understanding what the principle of overload is, what the FIT acronym stands for, and knowing all 4 things. So that would be frequency, intensity, time, and type. Okay, frequency, intensity, time, and type. Those all go with the principle of overload. Okay. Next time that we do a video, we will be looking at the principle of progression, and then we will look at the principle of specificity. So just remember, guys, to hang tight with me. Keep checking the grade book. Keep on working really hard. Y'all are doing amazing. I miss you a ton, and I hope that this time you are having a good time with your family, and you are, one day, we will be back in Alatoon's 4 walls, seeing each other and loving on one another again. But until then, I hope that you stay safe and keep working really hard. Bye, guys.